What's up, Peak Timers? Let's go ahead and open up the newest Hot Wheels Ford Mustang Dark Horse from the Then and Now series, new for 2024 casting. And this one in a very interesting matte finish paint job on here, blacked out wheels. And this is that brand new Dark Horse casting right here. Look at that aggressive front end, very nice. We even got that kind of satin matte finish black on there as well. From the side, looking great. There's your gas cap. There's that spoiler built in right there. From the rear end, you can see the details for the lights and the license plate right there. And on the bottom there, we set Mustang Dark Horse, and we'll go ahead and throw that one right here in our first parking position. Lamborghini LP620-2 Super Trofeo from HW Exotics. And if you know, this is the mainline variation of what would be a Super Treasure Hunt for 2024. I got the Super Treasure Hunt in my previous case, and in the next case where all these ones came from, I got the mainline variation, which is this one right here. And I think it looks fantastic in that color. It's kind of like a orangish reddish color right there. Lamborghini written on the side. We got the nice looking blacked out wheels, the different wheels on the front end right there. We've seen this casting before. It is quite a nice one. Not a lot of detail on that rear end right there, that diffuser though, and there is your bottom for it. But it's a Lamborghini, gotta love it. Bumblebee from HW Screen Time. And this is a recolor, and we saw the yellow one previously. This one is in a very nice metallic gold color, looking very good. You can see the Transformers logo right there on the front end. Blacked out wheels with the gold lip as well. I really like the color of this one. The yellow one was really nice too, but the metallic gold, it's just classic. I love how they're releasing this color a lot more on Hot Wheels main lines, and we'll park that one up right beside the Lamborghini. Porsche 928S Safari from HW Drift Treasure Hunt. And yes, this is the Treasure Hunt for our 2024 Hot Wheels Q case. You can see the Treasure Hunt logo just right there on the rear fender. It says Michelin Porsche 8 on there. We got those nice front lights on it as well. Nice striping, Michelin logoing on the front end as well. We got some stuff carrying on the top, as well as that rear tire in there, and that's really cool. It's open right here as well, no window covering or anything like that. From this side, we do have that Treasure Hunt logo right here on this side as well. Pretty clean on the rear end. There is the bottom, and you can see those tires on there are the mudded out tires for this one. Pretty neat. I do like it for a Treasure Hunt. That's one of my favorites from this year. High Roller 2 from HW Rolling Metal. And this is a new for 2024 casting as well. Really high rollerish. Check out all the bling chrome on the top. This is a very bling paint job. The big blinged out gold wheels on this one as well. Looks like a kind of like a Rolls Royce concept of some sort, like a expensive long Rolls Royce or maybe a Cadillac of some sort, but it is a fantasy casting. And this one is also going to be a Super Treasure Hunt for next year, for 2025. So stay tuned for that. I'll have that one in hand very soon, but just a really nice looking casting. And this is going to be neat to see as a Super Treasure Hunt. 98 Subaru Impreza 22B STI version from HW the 90s. And this one is white. It's a recolor. Of course, we've seen this one before. We actually saw this one, I believe, as a Treasure Hunt or a special release as a Best Buy exclusive. So we've seen a couple different versions of this one. It's a nice looking casting. This one says 368 Gravel Crew on the side. We've got the gray 10 spokes on there. Big wing on the back. Not a lot of deco on the rear. They've left it for that side, which I think looks pretty good. Clean on the top as well. And it's kind of a satin matte finish paint job. It's not like a gloss white. It's got that satin feel to it, the matte finish feel to it. That's gray on the base, but overall it's a pretty neat looking recolor. We'll park that one right beside the High Roller 2. Tesla Cybertruck from HW Rolling Metal. And people are going crazy over the Tesla Cybertruck as of late from a Hot Wheels casting standpoint. For some reason, all of them have shot up in value. And this one is a new release, and obviously people trying to get their hands on this one as well, but it's very similar to the previous release ones. I personally don't really see a huge difference. Possibly it's just different wheels on there, but it's got that like kind of Zamac finish to it, the nice metal look. I actually think it looks pretty cool. They've done a great job at this one, and obviously with the popularity of Cybertruck in real life, people definitely going crazy for this. It's kind of love it or hate it. You either love the Cybertruck or you just absolutely think it's ugly and you despise it. I kind of like it. I actually don't mind it. I'm almost in between, but it's a pretty neat looking casting and it's a good re-release, and we'll park it right next to the Dark Horse, kind of sitting a little bit sideways right there. VW T3 Custom from HW Vans, new for 2024 casting. And this one I've been waiting to open up because it's got an interesting, unique feature to it. You can see it right there. You can see it's got those kind of flying ducks right there. And you can see it's not connected right here as well. Like, look at, I can run my nail right through there. So it's just a totally unique casting how they have that kind of hovering duck piece right at the end right there. You can see the airflow kind of go right through. Interesting colorway on this one. The wheels as well, kind of futuristic for this thing right there. VW from the front, and you can see an interesting design from the top, like fin and intakes that kind of flow the air right down and through. It's just a really, really unique casting. It's not like it's almost like a Volkswagen fantasy casting. It's not like a real life car, but it is an official Volkswagen. So it's just a very, very unique to see in a Hot Wheels, and I really do appreciate the detail and the work and the craftsmanship that went into making this casting. So we'll park that one just right up in the front right there. 95 Mazda RX7 from HWJ Imports. And we saw this one recent released in a white with the same livery and graphics on the side. I really like the white wheels on here. The white 10 spokes look really good, especially with that color. It's nice metallic right there. And this says Project something. You guys had mentioned in the comments previously what exactly it means. I can't remember what you said, but it definitely means something. I don't think it's a U. I called it a U, but it's not something. So it's definitely a cool looking car. I've always really liked these RX-7s, and I feel like they don't get as much love as like the Supras or like any of these Skylines and all that, but I think these RX-7s with the rotary engine are just such a cool car, and it's just a really, really nice design. We'll park it right up next to the VW right there. Bugatti Bolide from HW Exotics. And this is our third color variation of the Bugatti Bolide, and I had originally thought that this was going to be a Target Red edition release, but it was just part of the main lines. So it's an interesting one. It's kind of an off red color. Like I'm not really sure what to say. It's not like a pure, like a nice red. It's kind of like a weird kind of off red color. I really like how they painted that rear right there, and we can see those nice wheels that kind of look somewhat exotic for the Bugatti Bolide. Look at that aggressive rear end. I think it's one of the coolest designed exotic cars. Obviously, it's not a street legal car in real life, but the design is just out of this world. It's just absolutely crazy, and I love that about the Bugatti Bolide. And I'm happy to have this one as our third recolor. We had the blue, the yellow, now the red variation with the black, of course, and we'll put that one right there. 83 Chevy Silverado from Then and Now. And people are going crazy over this one. This is just the mainline variation, and the mainlines I've seen just selling for out of control prices, but the super treasure hunt, especially of this one, has been selling like crazy high prices. But I do agree that it is a really cool looking truck, a really cool looking color variation. Look at that metallic blue. Look at the lines on this, just how lowered it is with the chrome on there, the chrome on that front. It's a little bit heavier of a casting as well. I think it's like full metal as well. So, or no, maybe this is plastic, I can't remember, but it just looks good. It feels good. It's a great looking one for a super treasure hunt. You're definitely going to want to collect this one if you're into trucks. We'll park that right beside that Bugatti. 96 Porsche Carrera from HW the 90s. And this is a Magnus Walker edition. Check out those mesh colored wheels, all the graphics. This is definitely a 90s look on the side of it. Totally a 90s car. Kind of looks like the Saved by the Bell, like the opening scene of Saved by the Bell, that old show. It's all those colors that come across. That kind of looks like all the colors on this car. I'm probably aging myself by saying that. You probably haven't even watched that, but it definitely looks really cool. I love these Porsches. I love this generation as well, the 993s. They're just so nice looking. This one in the white recolor, black base on this one. We'll park that one right up beside that Silverado. Dodge van from HW Vans. And this is a super cool colorway variation of it. I really like this kind of like checkered flag on the back right there. We have HW Racing written on the side, mesh wheels on there. And then the super interesting thing about this casting is the interior. You can see there's a go-kart parked in the back. You can see all that chrome right there, but it's a chrome go-kart right there. So super nice that they have that. And we've seen this casting before, but just every time I see it, I just appreciate the detail that's gone into this one. The paint on this one for the black, it's kind of like a matte satin finish black paint job on there. It's not glossy, but just the graphics on the side, I feel like it suits this van very, very nicely. Everything about this one is just cool. It's just a really cool casting. I think we actually have a super treasure hunt variation of this van as well, if I'm not mistaken, that has that go-kart in the back, but we'll park that one right up beside that Porsche right there. McLaren F1 from HW the 90s. And if you know, you know, I love the McLaren F1. It's my favorite car of all time. So of course, every new color variation that comes out, I am super excited about. And this one in a nice red color. It's got those mesh wheels on there. I'm not sure if I really love the mesh wheels. Would have liked to see something different. And then the back, we got great detail, the F1 logo right there. This is the road car variation, so no spoiler or anything like that, but it just looks fantastic. It's such a cool casting. I've always really liked all the releases of the McLaren F1s, and more colors, the better. I would love to have a collection of these like the McLaren P1, which we have like over 20 different color variations of the P1. So why not get just as many for the F1 for the greatest car of all time? 91 Mazda MX5 Miata from HWJ Imports. This one we have in a new color variation. We've seen this casting many different times. We've got this nice yellow blacked out wheels with the chrome lip, and then the MX5 it says on the side with all different types of graphics on there. Details on the rear end are pretty nice. We got that roll bar on this one as well, and the front end of it is looking clean. It's got those pop-up headlights in real life, but overall I think it's a pretty good looking recolor, and it's getting parked right beside the McLaren F1. Two 90s cars right there that are complete opposites, a couple other 90s cars as well. Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe from HW Race Day. And we've seen many different recolors of this one, and this one is a Gulf livery variation. So a really nice metallic blue with the orange striping, the Gulf logo right there on the front end as well, with that stripe down the middle. And just it's a really cool car in real life. I really do like it. We've seen many recolors of this one in Hot Wheels, and I mean, if you like this car, you appreciate all the different recolors of it. But a Gulf livery car, I really do like. I love collecting all the Gulf livery vehicles. And this one, we're gonna have to find a spot. Maybe we'll start parking some behind right here. 90 Acura NSX from HW the 90s. And this is another car we've seen many different recolors of, but the NSX is just such a cool car. This one with the pure white and the blacked out wheels on there. Plus we've got that little black on the spoiler as well. And you can see that kind of open cockpit right there. So we have like the open window and all that. So it's really nice. Pop-up headlights for this one in real life as well. So they're kind of blended in there. Super clean overall. We can see that rear diffuser on there. The kind of light bar-ish style in the back before LEDs were a thing on cars, but still looks really cool. And I love seeing all the recolors of this casting. We've gotten many of them. And actually we do have maybe a little bit of a spot. Let's park it right there, just angled out. Alfa Romeo GT V6 3.0 from Factory Fresh. And this one's a fairly new casting, but we are getting lots of recolors of this. I really like the metallic color on this one. It really shows the lines of the car very nicely. Even that pinstriping on the side suits it. This car though, it's just not my favorite car in real life. Not one of my favorites, not one that I really follow. These are kind of these older Alphas, which is really not my thing. I prefer the newer Alphas, but they do have a place in history, and seeing all the different recolors of them for people that collect the Alphas, I do understand why they're coming out. So we'll go ahead and throw that one right in front of the Daytona Cobra right back there. Retroactive from Quarter Mile Heroes. And being from Quarter Mile Heroes, I'm assuming this one is for drag racing, and it's got some sort of giant thing in the back, which I think it's supposed to be a battery. So if we look at like I don't know if this comes out or not. Does this come out? No, it does not come out. Nothing comes out from the top, but it kind of moves around a little bit. You can see the negative and the positive, so it's like it's supposed to be, I don't know. Someone else in the comments can explain exactly what this casting is supposed to be. You can even see the plug in the back. Look at that. Plug in the back of this casting. Kind of an interesting one. I don't know what else to say about that one though. 67 Lotus Type 49 from HW Race Day. And this one's a fairly new casting that we've seen in this one is a new recolor and really, really nice detail for this. It's like a very old F1 racing car, and you can see the dude sitting on the inside of there, the number 4 on here. Nice kind of like a greenish color on this one right here. And these wheels, I feel like they suit the car very nicely. Exposed chrome engine with the chrome on the rear end of this one. Overall, it's a nice looking Lotus race car, and we'll throw that one right back there. Track Wagon from HW Track Champs. And this is a recolor of a new casting, and you can see all the graphics on the side, some sort of weird logoing on the rear. I don't know what any of the logoing and stuff means on this one. This one looks kind of like a demolition derby car almost. You can see all the different graphics, almost like the crash test dummy stuff on this side right there. More graphics on the rear, big spoiler on there. Got some weird graphics all around. Just a really odd looking fantasy casting. I don't really know what the meaning of it is supposed to be, but hey, it's a Track Champs car, so it's probably good on the track, and we'll go ahead, park that right up in front of the Lotus right there. And there we have all of the cars that we opened up today. Comment down below which one is your favorite.